Good morning, student. Today we will continue our chapter of the fact file related with giraffe. As in the first part of the chapter, you have come to know that giraffe is known. The word giraffe has been originated from the Arabic word, which means fast walker. Okay. Giraffe was also known with the name camel leopard because of its camel shape and because of its color of leopard, color like leopard. And in the first part, you came to know about the appearance of giraffe, as giraffe is the tallest animal of the world, and he is a herbivorous animal, means his life is based on the vegetation, means his fooding is basically plants and trees. And in the next passage, the writer describes about the physical appearance of giraffe, as a giraffe has a short body, long and thin straight legs, and a long tail that has a black tuft of hair at its tip. And then he describes about the areas which are particularly regarded as the habitat of giraffe. So student, today in this video lecture, we will come to know about behavior and lifestyle of giraffe. Come to the topic. The giraffe spends a great deal of time eating during the cooler parts of the day. Means, as far as the behavior of giraffe is that how he spends his day, how giraffe spend his day, and in the cooler parts of the day means the earlier in the morning, morning time, and morning and evening. Cooler parts means when there is no effect of sun. So in the cool part of the day means in the morning and in the evening, giraffe spend their time in eating. It rests in shaded regions during midday when it is hot, and at noon when there is a great effect, a heat effect of sun. He spends his time under shade of the tree, under the shady areas, under the trees and under the shades, and they spend their life in chewing of his food. Chewing his food. Here the writer gives the word cud. Cud means, student, the portion of food which is brought back into the mouth by remaining animal from their first stomach to be chewed at second time. ठीक है. Cud means portion of food, है ना, वो जो लीफ और प्लांट च्यूब करते हैं, चबाते हैं, और उसका एक पार्ट है ना स्टमक में, जो फर्स्ट पार्ट होता है इंटेस्टाइन में, तो जो फर्स्ट पार्ट होता है उसको वो एज इट इज स्वॉलो कर लेते हैं, पत्तियों को और उसको घास को, पत्तियों को ऐसे स्वॉलो कर लेते हैं, और उसके बाद उसको जब उन्हें दोबारा भूख का एहसास होता है तो वो उस अनच्यूड पार्ट को, फूड को, जो पोर्शन ऑफ फूड को, वो फिर से अपने माउथ में बैक ब्रॉड करते हैं, मतलब फिर से लाते हैं, और जब भी उन्हें भूख होती है तो उस अनच्यूड पोर्शन ऑफ फूड को वो दोबारा च्यू करते हैं. ठीक है. बिफोर कंज्यूमिंग इट अगेन, है ना, इससे पहले कि वो पार्ट ऑफ फूड जो है उनका स्टमक में कंज्यूम हो जाए, डाइजेस्ट हो जाए, उससे पहले वो उसको फिर से ब्रॉड करते हैं, फिर से ब्रिंग बैक करते हैं अपने माउथ में और उसको च्यू करते हैं. An amazing fact is that giraffe has the shortest sleep requirement. The wonderful fact related to giraffe is that he does not need rest. ठीक है. Just like other animals, he doesn't have the sleep of 8 or 10 or 7 hours. What is the time of giraffe's rest period? What is the rest period of giraffe? That is only 10 minutes or 2 hours of sleep per day. Per day, a giraffe takes sleep of 10 minutes, minimum 10 minutes or maximum 2 hours. Means he needs shorter sleep. He needs shorter sleep in his life. Per day, he takes sleep only 10 minutes or maximum 2 hours. The male giraffe often roam over large areas by themselves. The behavior of a male giraffe is different from the female giraffe. What about male giraffe is given in your book? That male giraffe wander here and there in large areas, chewing plants and trees in their groups. They can be seen alone or they can be seen in a herd. They also bump heads and interlock their necks when they come in contact with another opposing male. What is another characteristic of giraffe as far as its behavior is related? They, whenever the two male giraffes are at one place and they are going to oppose one another. How they oppose? What is the behavior of giraffe, male giraffe? When he is going to oppose another giraffe, they jolt their head. वो जो अपने सर हैं उनको एक जॉल्टिंग कॉलिजन मैंने जोरदार टक्कर, सर आपस में भिड़ाते हैं, जोरदार टक्कर करते हैं एक दूसरे से. एंड इंटरलॉक देयर नेक्स व्हेन दे कम इन द कॉन्टैक्ट. और वो अपोजिंग मेल यानी जो मेल उसको अपोज कर रहा है, विरोध कर रहा है, अटैकिंग मेल जिराफ है, जब उसके कॉन्टैक्ट में आते हैं दे इंटरलॉक देयर नेक मीन्स दे बाइंड देयर नेक विद अनदर जिराफ. एक जिराफ दूसरे जिराफ के उसमें गर्दन लपेट देता है. The females roam around in a small herd along with the young ones. And what about the writer describes about the behavior of female giraffe? That female giraffe with their young ones, अपने बच्चों के साथ, with their young ones, they move here and there, they wander here and there in the forest, they swallow grass and plants, leaves, etc. And they can be seen in small herds. In the comparison of male giraffe, female giraffe can be seen in a small herd. छोटे समूह, छोटे ग्रुप में देखे जा सकते हैं. So the student, this is given about the behavior and lifestyle of male giraffe and female giraffe. Now the writer describes about the communication. As we human being communicate by our language and share our thoughts and emotions. Communication means to share and understand each other's thoughts and feelings. एक दूसरे के विचारों भावनाओं को शेयर करना, समझना. So as far as giraffe communication is concerned, what writer says? Writer says giraffes are not noisy animals. The writer says giraffe are not the animal who make a lot of noise. You can say giraffe are cool and calm creatures. But in certain situation, they communicate with sound. But in some particular condition when they need the expression of their thinking, their thoughts and emotions, they communicate with sounds. How they communicate? The giraffe communicate means they express their thoughts and feelings with their sounds. आवाज करके वो अपनी फीलिंग्स को शो करते हैं, बताते हैं. Giraffes have the ability to whistle and communicate when they are at long distance, as their sound is at the highest pitch. बहुत जोर आवाज से वो चिल्ला सकते हैं. This is the reason that at a long distance, you can hear the loud noise made by giraffes. They communicate with sound. वो अपने साउंड से कम्युनिकेट करते हैं. Giraffes have the ability to whistle. Means giraffes have ability means they are capable to whistle and communicate when they are at long distance. From a long distance, they can communicate. They can express their sound, their thoughts and expressions. These sounds are not very pleasant. And as far as sounds made by giraffe, that does not appeal to our ear very pleasant. बहुत अच्छा नहीं लगता है जब जिराफ की आवाज़ पड़ती है कानों में. तो ये साउंड जो है, ये आवाज़ जो है, वॉइस जो है, वो बहुत ऑडिबल नहीं होती है, सुनने योग्य नहीं होती और बहुत ज़्यादा हार्श होती, कर्कश होती, तीखी होती है. ओके, these sounds are not very pleasant. These sounds made by giraffe are not very pleasant. And pleasant means good, सुखद, अच्छी. Fine. and are similar to the sound of a cow but are sharper. You can compare sound made by giraffe with the sound of cow, with the sound of a cow, but as far as the sound made by giraffe are concerned, it is sharper than the sound made by the cow. जो काउ की आवाज होती है, साउंड निकलती है, वो उससे ज्यादा शार्प साउंड जो है वो जिराफ के द्वारा मेक होती है, बनाई जाती है, की जाती है. द नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन मीन्स समटाइम्स दे एक्सप्रेस देयर feelings and thoughts by sound, but sometimes they express their thoughts and feelings by symbols. Verbal meaning spoken in words, non-verbal when they are not making sound, when they are not express their thoughts and feelings with words and sounds. Then how they express their thoughts and feelings? They express their thoughts and feelings with symbol. What symbol? Just like keeping neck straight, है ना? When they keep their neck straight, बिल्कुल सीधी गर्दन रखते हैं, and keeping head upright, and they keep their head upright, straight, holding head and ears down, and when they low down their ears or head. These are the symbols made by giraffes when they express their desires, their feelings, their thoughts. And to express their desires by symbols are preferred by giraffe more than the sound. वो साउंड के बजाय सिंबल्स से अपने फीलिंग्स को शेयर या अपने थॉट्स को एक्सप्रेस करना प्रेफर करते, ज़्यादा पसंद करते हैं. नाउ वी विल टॉक अबाउट द डाइट, है ना? द डाइट रिलेटेड विद जिराफ. उनकी डाइट, उनकी फूड क्या है? द जिराफ इज ए हर्बीवोरस एनिमल. व्हाट अबाउट मीनिंग ऑफ हर्बीवोरस एनिमल? द एनिमल feeding chiefly on plants, and the animal who depend their life on plants and trees. ठीक है? They are not non-vegetarian. They don't eat flesh. They don't eat another thing. The life of giraffe is totally depend on plant, trees, and forest foods. That's why the writer called that giraffe is a herbivorous animal, means an animal whose life is based, whose feeding is based chiefly on plants and trees, and has less competition for food as it eats from the higher branches of a tree. The competition for food between animals is not concerned with giraffe, because giraffe has a very long neck, and due to their long neck they are capable to catch the plants and turf and bushes from the trees which are higher than average trees. Giraffe eat up at 60 different species of plant throughout the year. The amazing and wonderful factor related with the food of giraffe is that throughout the year, पूरे वर्ष भर में, throughout the year, giraffe eats near about 60 different species of plants. मतलब जो प्लांट्स हैं, पौधे हैं और पत्तियां हैं, इनकी 60 वेराइटीज, 60 प्रकार की प्रजातियों पेड़ पौधों की जो यूज्ड होती हैं एज ए फूड ऑफ जिराफ. दिस इज वेरी वंडरफुल फैक्टर रिलेटेड विद द डाइट ऑफ जिराफ. Giraffe most commonly eat from acacia tree. The favorite food of giraffe, they eat from the plants and trees, plants and grass of acacia trees, but also enjoy wild apricots, flowers, fruits and buds. The leaves of acacia trees are favorite food of giraffe, but they also like to eat apricots, flowers, फ्रूट्स एंड बर्ड्स. फ्लावर्स को भी, फूलों को, फ्रूट्स फलों को, बर्ड्स कलियों को. और एप्रिकॉट मीन्स अ राउंड स्वीट एंड जूसी फ्रूट, जस्ट लाइक अ वाइल्ड जंगली फल है, विच आर राउंड इन शेप एंड इन टेस्ट इट इज स्वीट एंड जूसी. दिस इज आल्सो फेवरेट फ्रूट टेकन बाय, ईटन बाय जिराफ. दे आल्सो ईट सीड एंड फ्रेश ग्रास दैट ग्रोज आफ्टर रेनी सीजन. Although grass is not main food of giraffe, but they like to eat grass which just grow after rainy season because it is neat and clean, because it is very soft. So and sometimes they also like to eat seeds, बीज को खाना भी पसंद करते हैं. Giraffes need to drink very little water because they get 70% of their moisture from their food. Giraffe uh, do not need a lot of water because they get 70% need of water from moisturizer of their food. चूँकि वो पत्तियाँ, पेड़ पौधे या ग्रास ऐसी चीज़ें खाते हैं that is already juicy, so that's why they don't need they don't need a lot of water to require his water element. And this is the students, you have read about appearance, habitat, behavior and lifestyle, communication and diet as the most important factors related with the giraffe. First appearance, second habitat, appearance how it looks, habitat where he lives, behavior how he lives, and what is the lifestyle of a giraffe, and finally about the food. So students, that is enough for today. In our last video, in coming video lecture, we will read about the last part of the chapter. Till that, have a nice day.
Good morning student, welcome to Shivaji Group of Institution online classes. Student, in previous class we have discussed exercise 3.1. Now today we will discuss its exercise 3.2. So we will start with filling the blanks. First statement is force of friction generally produces dash energy. Student, when we rub our palm continuously for the certain time period, then you will notice that they become hot. It is because the force of friction between these two palms changes into heat energy. So force of friction generally produces heat energy. Now second point, force of friction increases with the increase in dash of a body. Student, when more the weight, then more will be the force of friction. So force of friction increases with the increase in weight of body. Weight of body. Now third statement, the SI unit of force is Newton. Fourth statement, the tool used to measure the magnitude of force. The magnitude of force is spring balance. Spring balance. Now fifth statement, the force of friction between two surfaces can be reduced by oiling or greasing. Oiling them. Now true or false? First statement is force of friction is a consequential force. This statement is true because like friction, consequential force also acts in the direction opposite to the direction of motion. So this statement is true. Now second statement, force of friction is disadvantage in moving vehicles on the road. Student, this statement is also true because due to friction, vehicles engine have to generate more force for moving forward, and due to which its fuel consumption increases, and this is the biggest disadvantage for vehicles. So this statement is also true. Now third statement, friction wears out moving parts of a machine. Student, this statement is also true because due to friction parts of a machine wears out, and due to which they need replacement from time to time. So this statement is true. Now fourth statement, the force required to lift a mass 1 kg in vertically upward direction is called Newton. Student, this statement is false because the force required to lift a mass 1 kg in vertically upward direction is called 10 Newton. So this statement is false. Now fifth statement, streamlining reduces the friction between a body and fluid. Student, this statement is true because streamlined shape offer minimum force of friction in water, and due to which the body move faster. So this statement is true. Now student, making correct statement. First statement is that tires of vehicles are provided with deep grooves so as to decrease friction between the road and tires. Student, this statement is incorrect because the tires of vehicles are provided with deep grooves so as to increase friction between the road and the tires. So the correct statement will be that tires of vehicles are provided with deep grooves so as to increase friction between the road and tires. Now second statement, force of friction is an example of gravitational force. Student, this statement is incorrect because force of friction is an example of consequential force. So the correct statement, force of friction is an example of consequential force. Now student, third statement, force of friction always acts in the direction of applied force. Student, this statement is incorrect because force of friction always acts in the opposite direction of applied force. So the correct statement, force of friction always acts in the opposite direction. Opposite direction of applied force. Now fourth statement, the boards are streamlined to give them better look. This statement is incorrect because the boards are streamlined to give them minimum force of friction. So the correct statement, the boards are streamlined to give them minimum force of friction. Now fifth statement, the rough surface offers very less friction. This statement is incorrect because the rough surface offers very high friction. So the correct statement will be the rough surface offers very high friction. Now student, take the correct option. First statement is the SI unit of force is Newton, kilogram force, gram force and dyne. Student, the SI unit of force is Newton. So the correct option is A, which is Newton. Now second statement, deep grooves in the tires of a tractor decreases friction, increases friction, make it stable and make it attractive. Student, the correct option is B, which is increase friction. Now third statement, which is not the correct statement, which is not the correct statement. Force of friction reduces speed of body. Yes, this statement is correct. Brings about wear and tear. This statement is correct. And heats the body. This statement is also correct. And polishes the surface of body. No, this statement is incorrect. Student, polishes the surface of body, decreases the force of friction. So the correct option is D. Student, fourth statement, force of friction. First option is increases with the increase in weight of body and decreases with the increase in weight of body and is not affected by the weight of body, and none of these. Student, the correct option is A, which is increases with the increase in weight of body. Now student, match the following. First statement, a force called into play when one body is made to slide upon another body is called force of friction or consequential force. So the correct option is C, which is force of friction. And SI unit of force is Newton. So the correct option is A, which is Newton. Now third statement, a Newton of force which is equivalent to weight of a body of mass 1 kg. The correct option is D, which is 1 kilogram force. Now fourth statement, the material used for reducing friction. The correct option is E, which is lubricants. Now fifth statement, a special shape given to a body so that it experiences least amount of friction in liquids and gases. Student, the correct option is B, which is streamlined. So student, today's class is over. Thank you.
Hello class, welcome to you Shivaji Group of Institutions online classes. Students, I have taught you chapter 4 river bed stabilization. River Valley civilization. In River Valley civilization, I have taught you Indus Valley civilization. Indus Valley civilizations today I will teach you, and I have taught you many topics of these chapters as discovery of the Indus Valley civilization. So thus first we discuss about discovery. So discovery in 1921, the Indian archaeologist Dayal Saini discovered the Indus Valley civilization. After that, we have discussed about the origin of the Indus Valley civilization, and in previous video I have discussed main site of the Indus Valley civilization. Indus Valley civilizations, today I will discuss about sources of Indus Valley civilization. So first we discuss about sources. So we have learned about Harappan civilization in previous video. In previous video we have done in Harappan civilization. In Harappan civilization के बारे में previous video के माध्यम से आप पढ़ चुके हैं कि from various sources माने बहुत सारे ऐसे sources थे which describe to the Harappan civilizations. We learn about Harappan civilizations. In Harappan civilizations such as Great Bath. So the most important sources of the Indus Valley civilization is Great Bath. Great Bath यानी महान स्नानागार. It is famous and important sources of the Indus Valley civilization. Next, second is Citadel. Garh. The upper ground of the Indus Valley civilization is called Citadel. Next, seals is also the sources of Indus Valley civilizations. Their houses, pots, ornaments, etc. And many others sources which describe about Harappan civilization. Understand? So now students, I hope you have understand. If we learn about Harappan civilization, so how many sources about the Harappan civilization in Great Bath, Citadel, seals, their houses, pots and ornaments are the sources of Indus Valley civilization in Harappan civilization. Understand? Our knowledge of Harappan civilization is based on entirely the archaeological remains. यानी our knowledge, यानी archaeological remains. Our knowledge of Harappan civilization is based, माने हमारे Harappan civilizations का जो भी civilization जो थी वो based थी entirely यानी पूरी तरीके से on the archaeological remains, because archaeologicals search these things as the sources. Understand? Now we discuss the Harappan and Mesopotamian यानी the town planning. Now students will discuss about town planning. माने Harappan civilization की town planning क्या थी? Town planning से माने किस तरह से जो towns थे, cities थे, वो किस तरह से उनकी planning की गई थी? तो the cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. The cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were divided into two parts. Understand? The cities Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, both cities are divided into two parts. First is upper part. First is also called upper part, and second is also called lower part. Upper part means Garh. Upper parts का मतलब क्या था? Citadel मतलब Garh. And second parts यानी lower part यानी निचले शहर या निचला हिस्सा. Understand? Lower part यानी first we discuss about upper part. Upper part क्या था? तो upper part it is described as the Citadel, यानी इसे Garh के रूप में जाना जाता था. यानी upper part is also called the Citadel and it is also called in the Garh. It is high walls. It has high walls with the provided houses, workplaces, common people means the rooms and houses and the many parts of the cities are all also included in lower part. Okay. Next we discuss about roads of the Indus Valley civilization. Any roads of the Indus Valley civilization. If roads of the Indus Valley civilization, Indus Valley civilizations की roads कैसी? तो first we discuss wide and straight. Wide माने ये सड़कें जो थी वो कैसी थी? Wide यानी चौड़ी थी, and straight और सीधी थी. Understand? यानी हड़प्पा civilizations की टाउन प्लानिंग में सबसे पहले what were roads were wide and straight माने ये क्या थी? Broad यानी चौड़ी थी, and straight और सीधी थी. Next, road interesting each other at the right angle. माने जो roads हैं सड़कें जो थी वो right angle माने right angle पर एक दूसरे को क्रॉस करती थी. Understand? Next again second point is the smaller streets join the main roads of the right angle. Smaller states या small towns माने जो भी छोटे-छोटे smaller states थे joined the main roads माने already joined the main roads से जुड़े हुए थे at the right angle माने right angle पर. Understand? माने first we discuss the smaller माने smaller state माने smaller streets joined यानी जुड़े हुए थे main roads से at the right angle पर. Understand? Next third streets had lamp posters. Streets माने जो गलियां थी यानी जो streets थी already lamp posters. Okay. Next we go on point number 4. Streets had rounded corner that cars could pass easily. Streets माने इन गलियों में had the rounded corner. राउंडेड कॉर्नर्स चौराहे बने हुए थे. राउंडेड माने जो क्या थे? राउंडेड थे यानी गोल थे. दैट माने जिससे कार्स कुड पास इजीली माने इजीली पास हो सकती थी. ओके. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट हाउसेस वर बिल्ट ऑन द बोथ साइड ऑफ द स्ट्रीट्स. हाउसेस वर बिल्ट ऑन द बोथ साइड यानी बोथ साइड ऑफ द स्ट्रीट्स माने हाउसेस माने जो घर थे हाउसेस होते वो स्ट्रीट्स के बोथ साइड्स बने होते थे. ओके. तो नाउ स्टूडेंट्स आई हैव डिस्कस्ड सोर्सेस. तो हाउ मेनी सोर्सेस आर द हड़प्पा सिविलाइजेशन? मैनी सोर्सेस. ग्रेट बाथ, citadel, seals, their houses, forts and ornaments. And then after we discuss about town planning. Thus we say the cities of the Harappan and Mohenjo-daro were divided into two parts, upper parts and lower parts. And then after we discuss roads of the Indus Valley civilizations. The Indus Valley civilizations roads were wide and straight, and the roads were interesting in each other at the right angle, and they were joined to the main roads. Understand? Now students, we discuss about Great Bath. Great Bath means in Indus Valley civilizations. Great Bath का मतलब था in Indus Valley civilizations में कि महान स्नानागार. Thus we say the civilizations is included of Great Bath. Another famous structure discovered at the Mohenjo-daro is Great Bath. another famous structure जो एक फेमस स्ट्रक्चर का डिस्कवर्ड multiply 7.10 meter and 2.43 meters deep. माने कितने थे? माने इतने meters and इतने meters जो थे एक मेजर माने इसकी जो माप थी, यानी माप जो थी 11.88 and 7.01 meters and 2.43 meters deep. माने जो deep माने इनकी जो गहराई थी वो 2.43. Understand? The Great Bath was perhaps used for religious bathing. माने thus we say in Mohenjo-daro civilizations, यानी Mohenjo-daro civilizations perhaps for used in religious bathing. माने it is used माने इनका प्रयोग जो था religious bathing माने religious bathing के लिए किया जाता था. It had 6 entrances. It has 6 entrances and a central bathroom. माने it included in central माने इनके central में क्या था? एक bathroom pool. माने इसको 10 से एक a bathroom pool included in Great Bath. Understand? Galleries and dressing room is included. माने 10 से in Great Bath galleries and a dressing room included and step had to bottom of the pool. Bottom of the pool. Okay. Next we discuss an assembly hall was also found in Mohenjo-daro. माने मोहनजोदड़ो में assembly hall भी discover किया गया, found किया गया. An assembly hall. Assembly hall is used. Yeah, assembly hall is used for the prayer or assembly. माने it is used for a prayer and assembly. Thus we say assembly hall was also found at Mohenjo-daro. It stood on the 12 pillars. माने it included in 12 pillars. माने इसमें क्या होते थे? 12 pillars होते थे made of bird bricks. माने ये पक्की ईंटों का बना था. It made of bird bricks. पक्की ईंटों का बना था. That's it would have been used for prayer and assembly. It is used for prayer and assembly. माने thus we say a great many an assembly hall was founded. So now students, I hope you have understood the sources. Any sources of Mohenjo-daro and the great and the town planning and town planning of the happened in Mohenjo-daro civilizations. And now today I have discussed Great Bath. Understand? Today I have discussed about many topics of in the civilization, and tomorrow I will teach you other topics of this chapter. Thank you for attending this class.
सुस्वागतम। मैं रेणुलता पांडे, संस्कृत शिक्षिका, शिवाजी ग्रुप ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशंस। बच्चों, आज मैं चैप्टर 5 स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ। स्टार्ट नहीं कर रही हूँ, इसकी चैप्टर नहीं स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ, इसकी एक्सरसाइज स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ। चैप्टर नेम है कर्ता कारकम कर्म कारक। ठीक है, तो इस चैप्टर में बच्चों आपने पढ़ा कि कर्ता कारक क्या होता है और कर्म कारक क्या होता है। ठीक है, अब इस चैप्टर को पढ़ने के बाद अगला स्टेप होता है अनुशीलनम का। अनुशीलनम यानी जिसे आप एक्सरसाइज कहते हैं। इसकी फर्स्ट एक्सरसाइज जो है वो मौखिक है। मौखिक में बच्चों आपको याद करना है, पढ़ना है। देखिए अनुशीलनम पहली एक्सरसाइज मौखिक में आपको ये रूप दिए हुए हैं जिनमें प्रथमा और द्वितीय विभक्ति है। प्रथमा यानी कर्ता कारक और द्वितीय विभक्ति यानी कर्म कारक। तो इनके रूप दिए हुए हैं अध्यापका, अध्यापकौ, अध्यापकाः, अध्यापकम, अध्यापकौ, अध्यापकान्। तो बच्चों ये जो शब्द हैं इनके रूप आप पढ़ेंगे अध्यापक, अश्व, पर्वत, शुक और मयूर। ठीक है, तो प्रथमा द्वितीय के लिए रूप आपको पढ़ने। अब उसके बाद लिखितम एक्सरसाइज है यानी लिखित कार्य। उसमें फर्स्ट एक्सरसाइज नंबर 2 स्टार्ट हो रही है। उचित शब्द रूप से रिक्त स्थान भरिए। तो बच्चों आपकी बुक में वो FIB दिया हुआ है, तो मैंने यहाँ प्रथमा और द्वितीय के रूप पूरे लिख दिए हैं। जहां भी रिक्त स्थान है आप रिक्त स्थान पर उस शब्द को लिखेंगे। हंसम हंसौ हंसान, तापसः तापसौ तापसाः, प्रणवम प्रणवौ प्रणवान। ठीक है, तो इसमें प्रथमा द्वितीया और प्रथमा द्वितीया यानी इन दोनों विभक्तियों के ये रूप हैं जो कि एक वचन, द्विवचन और बहुवचन के हैं। क्लियर है? तो आप जहां भी रिक्त स्थान है वहां पर इन शब्दों में जो भी आपको उस स्थान पर उपयुक्त शब्द लग रहा है उसमें आप लिख लेंगे। क्लियर? तो ये थी बच्चों एक्सरसाइज नंबर 2। अब आइए एक्सरसाइज नंबर 3 पर कर्ता को उचित क्रियापद से मिलाइए। यानी आपको मैचिंग करनी है इस एक्सरसाइज में। तो मैचिंग के लिए आप लाइनिंग नहीं करेंगे, है ना, जो आप आड़ी तिरछी लाइनिंग्स करते हैं ना वो नहीं करेंगे। ये शब्द है पुत्रौ तापसाः शिष्याः मयूरौ हरिणः, ये 5 शब्द हैं। ठीक है, और इनसे ही रिलेटेड ये क्रियापद है। तो मैंने उत्तर में जहां पर आपका रिक्त स्थान आ रहा है वहां पर इन शब्दों को आपको लिखना है। तो नंबर 1 जो है पुत्रौ, उसके साथ शब्द आएगा क्रियापद, वो भी प्रणमतः। तापसा के साथ क्रियापद आएगा ध्यायति। शिष्यः के साथ क्रियापद आएगा नमन्ति। मयूरों के साथ क्रियापद आएगा नृत्यतः। हरिणः के साथ क्रियापद आएगा धावन। समझ में आ रहा है? तो ये जो है शब्द मैंने जो दिए हैं इनके ये क्रियापद हैं जो आपको रिक्त स्थान पर लिखने हैं। ठीक है? हाँ बच्चों, आपको मैंने एक्सरसाइज 1, 2 और 3 सॉल्व करा दी है। इसके बाद आइए एक्सरसाइज नंबर 4 पर निम्नलिखित शब्दों का अर्थ लिखिए। ये जो शब्द दिए हुए हैं 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 बच्चों, ये संस्कृत शब्द दिए हैं जो है कोकिलाः, तापसाः, सौचिकाः, मकराः, नारिकेलः और खटा। ये संस्कृत शब्द है। इन शब्दों का हिंदी अर्थ आपको लिखना है। समझ में आ रहा है? जैसे कोकिला का हिंदी अर्थ होगा कोयल, तापसः का हिंदी अर्थ होगा तपस्वी, सौचिका का हिंदी अर्थ होगा दर्जी। अब आगे देखिए, मकरा का हिंदी अर्थ होगा मगरमच्छ। ठीक है, मकरा मीन्स क्या होता है? मगरमच्छ। नारिकेला का हिंदी अर्थ होता है नारियल। घटा का हिंदी अर्थ होता है घड़ा, जिसमें आप पानी भरते हैं। ठीक है, एक बार फिर से सुन ले। कोकिला कोयल, तापसा तपस्वी, सौचिका दर्जी, मकरा मगरमच्छ, नारिकेला नारियल, घटा घड़ा। ठीक है, ये इनके इन संस्कृत शब्दों के ये हिंदी अर्थ मैंने आपको बताए। तो इस तरह से बच्चों एक्सरसाइज नंबर 4 भी आपकी कंप्लीट हो गई है। अब आइए एक्सरसाइज नंबर 5। ठीक है, एक्सरसाइज नंबर 5। चित्र को देखकर संस्कृत शब्द लिखिए। बहुत ध्यान से सुन लीजिए बच्चों। इस एक्सरसाइज में आपकी बुक में चित्र बने हुए मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ। देखिए, ये इस तरह से बच्चों चित्र बने हुए हैं आपकी बुक में। पेज नंबर है 35। तो ये जो चित्र बने हुए हैं, चित्र के नीचे ही आपको शब्द लिखना है कि ये किसका चित्र है। ठीक है, तो मैंने नंबर के अकॉर्डिंग यहाँ पर लिखा हुआ है शब्दों को। बहुत ध्यान से सुनिए, सीक्वेंस नहीं चेंज होना चाहिए। और पेज नंबर मैं नोट करती हूँ। पेज नंबर है 35। ठीक है, सॉरी मैं यहाँ पर संस्कृत शब्द लिख रही हूँ। तो फर्स्ट नंबर है हंसा, सेकंड नंबर वकीला, थर्ड प्रशीतका, फोर्थ आरक्षका, फिफ्थ विद्युत दीपा, सिक्स विडाला, सेवन स्वर्णकार, एट वृषभा। फिर से सुन ले, हंसा, वकीला, प्रशीतका, आरक्षका, विद्युत दीपा, विडाला, स्वर्णकारा, वृषभ। ठीक है, तो इस तरह से बच्चों ये एक्सरसाइज नंबर 5 भी कंप्लीट हो गई है। बहुत ध्यान से आप इन शब्दों को फिल करिएगा, सीक्वेंस ना चेंज हो। ठीक है, इसी सीक्वेंस में आप अपनी बुक में पेंसिल से फिल करेंगे। ठीक है, अब आइए एक्सरसाइज नंबर 6 पर, अर्थ को पढ़कर संस्कृत का शब्द लिखिए। ये जो एक्सरसाइज है वो फोर्थ नंबर एक्सरसाइज के जस्ट अपोजिट है। फोर्थ नंबर एक्सरसाइज में क्या था कि संस्कृत के शब्द दिए थे और आपको हिंदी अर्थ लिखना था। अब यहाँ क्या है कि आपको हिंदी के शब्द दिए हैं और उनका संस्कृत शब्द लिखना है। तो बहुत ध्यान से सुने, ओम का संस्कृत शब्द होगा प्रणवम, बिलाव का संस्कृत शब्द होगा बिडाला, पलंग का संस्कृत शब्द होगा पर्यंकम। फोर्थ नंबर है मेढक का संस्कृत शब्द होगा मंडूका, तोता का संस्कृत शब्द होगा शुका, बरगद का संस्कृत शब्द होगा वटा। फिर से सुन ले, ओम का संस्कृत शब्द है प्रणवम, बिलाव का संस्कृत शब्द है बिडाला, पलंग का संस्कृत शब्द है पर्यंकम। ठीक है, मेढक का संस्कृत शब्द है मंडूका, तोता का संस्कृत शब्द है शुका और बरगद का संस्कृत शब्द है वटा। तो आज बच्चों मैंने आपको 6 नंबर एक्सरसाइज तक पूरा सॉल्यूशन आपको समझा दिया है। आप पेंसिल से अपनी बुक में फिल करें, सावधानी से अपना कार्य करें।